Aquarius, hey, what's going on, you all? My name is Antoine, and I want to welcome you back to the channel. Aquarius, let's go ahead and jump right on into the energies in love and romance for you for mid to late February of 2026. Messages for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, as well as anyone who may be connected to an Aquarius and you're here watching. This could be for you as well. Mid to late February of 2026 for Aquarius. All right, let's get one more shuffle and then get right on into the message, Aquarius. All right. So we have wings of love coming out here, and that's going to end up being the center of your message. And I always feel like this wings of love energy represents a certain devotion, right? That you may have to someone, or that someone has to you, or to each other, right? And I'll explain this because it's like this bird, they go and they build their nest, right? And it's just like it's what they do. It's an act of love, right? It's an act of care. Um, and there's no complaints about it, right? It needs to be done, so it happens. Like this person is like that, right? They show up for you in that way, possibly, or you show up for each other in that way. Under the deck here, we do have let go, Aquarius. Well, okay, I'm not even gonna allow it, complicated. Well, I mean, I guess it is kind of complicated, right? Because we have this devotion, but then we also have let go, Aquarius. So I'm definitely sensing some complications here for sure. That, like, okay, heartbreak. All right. All right. I wasn't even trying to do all this, Aquarius, but let's just go ahead and get on into it. All right, because it's out here now. So we have wings of love, let go, complicated, and then heartbreak. So what happened? What happened, Aquarius? I do feel an energy of maybe, Aquarius, you pouring into someone who maybe showed you that they did not appreciate it. Okay. Um, Unfortunately, it came at the expense of your heart because your emotions were already intertwined, you know? Ugh. This energy is like, it's so disgusting, like, I mean, we're gonna get through it, and I don't mean to turn you off, right? So Aquarius, if this is not your energy that you're experiencing, then I understand. I get it. Check your early February message because that message actually was a little bit brighter. So it's making me wonder, like, what happened? But what happened after Valentine's Day? Like, I don't understand. Mm. Maybe what happened possibly is that someone showed you. Maybe it took Valentine's Day for someone to show. Oh my goodness! It took Valentine's Day for many of you to see that your person may not have been as devoted to you as you were to them. Hmm. Maybe there were little whispers that you heard to yourself a while ago that you needed to let this person go, but you didn't listen to that. You kept holding on, but then at some point here in mid February is like or mid to late February is like they show you exactly why you should have maybe left their ass in 2025, because this energy is for 2026. And if I said 2025 earlier on accident, then my bad. But anyways, I hope y'all are understanding where I'm going with this, Aquarius. We're going to go ahead and continue to clarify this energy with the tarot and get into the message a little bit deeper. All right. So the Seven of Cups, right here at the crown of the energy as well. So honestly, you know what, Aquarius, like I'm seeing like an illusion, okay? Almost like a fever dream, right? Maybe that this person may have had you under, kind of like a spell. Kind of like when somebody gives you well, the illusion of choice, but you don't really have a choice because you're actually just choosing what they wanted you to choose anyway. It's kind of like that. Um, the energy that this person keeps you under kind of feels like that. Um, you're doing for them, you're doing stuff for them. I mean, maybe they feel like they're finessing you, but the thing is that you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart. So it's like they're not really finessing you. You're doing what you would do anyway. It just so happens that they're benefiting because you're doing exactly what it is that they want. They're getting the benefit, but they're making you feel as though you're choosing to do the right thing by them, which is unfortunate. This is like a really icky energy here, Aquarius, and I really do not like the fact that some of you may be having to deal with it. But again, we're gonna go ahead and get through it. I it's just the thing is that I know like when it comes to these type of energies, I can come off a little rough with the message when it gets to it because it's like I feel like I'm fighting through it. And that's what I feel like maybe you're doing, Aquarius, as well. You could be fighting through this energy here. We do have the Eight of Wands coming out, Aquarius. So I am feeling like there has been some communication. I know that earlier in your February message, like for the early February message, you were communicating like what your feelings were to someone. Um, and it did seem very, very promising at the end of that message here. So I don't know if this is that same group of you, but for others of you, you could be experiencing communication from your person. Um, that it's like they may be telling you one thing, but they're uh, showing you something else. It's like they're communicating with you enough to like sweep whatever concern like under the rug or whatever, if there ever is a concern, just enough to like make you happy for a little while. But then, I don't know if it necessarily continues here. Yeah, we do have the tower. So eventually that doesn't hold. That doesn't hold at all, Aquarius, because it's like, hey, you eventually are saying like, I'm showing up in this relationship more than you are. Okay. And you're telling me that you want to be here, but you're not showing me that you want to be here. Or the things that you're telling me, they're not, you know, whatever it is that you're telling me, it's not matching up to, um, what you made me believe that I could have with this relationship. Like that's how you feel. Like you're feeling like what they're showing you now, what they're telling you now, you're feeling like that's not what you promised me in the beginning. Okay. And so now we do have the magician here, Aquarius. Yeah, so it's like Aquarius, I think that you're the one that actually has to end up like kind of taking a stance, like making a power move in a way. Okay. To like say, hey, look, hey, I put everything right here on the table. I put all of my elements on the table to make this work. Like, what do you mean you're not doing the same thing? Okay. So Aquarius, I do feel like with this energy, you are um I'll say this. You have every uh tool available to you to be able to cut this situation off and have the upper hand. Um and it'll allow you to actually heal faster. It'll still hurt to do it, but it will allow you to heal faster because it's almost like you're the one creating this tower in the downfall of this relationship. Not in the fact that it's like you're the cause of the relationship's downfall. You're just the one putting the relationship out of its misery because it's already in a decline. Under the deck here, we do have the Eight of Pentacles here, Aquarius. So Um, Aquarius, there is a lot of focus like on your self-worth during this time, your self-value. You could be putting a lot of energy into like something that you do from your heart that will bring you a lot of success in the future. And I think that you kind of may need to devote whatever that this is that you're devoting to this person, like turn that inward to yourself. And I feel like you'll have a lot more success with whatever that is. And it could be something artful, could be something productive, could be a hobby, could be something that you're trying to turn into a business. It could just even be your own self progression, right? And your own self healing. I feel like there'll be just a lot more success overall with all of that if you are showing that same devotion to yourself. And I feel like actually with this Eight of Wands here on this same row, I think that this is what this is about. Okay. You actually making the decision, the choice to let something go, making the communication to do that. You're cutting something off. It's like, nope, I'm jumping from this tower before it crumbles. Like, you can stay here if you want to. I'm not going to. I'm not going to allow, you're not going to allow anyone to like keep you under any other like illusions anymore. Okay. All right. So, little Aquarius, let's go ahead and continue to get some more energy out here on the table and see what else is going on for you for the end of February. All right. We have the Eight of Swords, and this Eight of Swords energy did come up in your early February message. Not in the same position as here, but it still came up in that message. So I do feel like Aquarius, this could be some lingering energy from there. Make sure you check out that message also. Um, hmm. Yeah, Aquarius. Yeah, you're definitely not making any secrets about like how you're feeling in this moment. Maybe you do feel like a little bit left behind in a way. You could be feeling like a little bit like out of the loop. Like I said, you're giving the illusion of choice. So it's like the choices that you're making. It's the choices that people want you to make. You know what I mean? It's like you're not doing necessarily what it is that you want fully. It's what people want for you. So it's like you're kind of feeling in that energy that you're needing to break free of that with that tower. Okay. All right. Yeah. The Queen of Pentacles here. This is again a recognition of your self worth. The energy that you've been giving to the situation again needs to be returned to you. I'm seeing that again. That message come through again. Showing that same generosity to yourself, not being afraid or guilty even about having to, show that same generosity to yourself. The thing is because especially if the energy that you're giving that to someone else and it's stagnating you, it's siphoning from you, and it's like, and they're okay with that. Yeah, because they're benefiting. You're not asking them to do much else, until you are, right? And then it's too much. So yeah, I mean, the hangman here. Okay, Aquarius, the hangman here, the message is letting me know that it's like, okay, it's like, all right, you've sat on this enough. Like it's time to go ahead and act. Like, yes, the hangman generally, does not do a lot of movement. They're kind of in a state of flux, pause, right? They're gaining perspective, right? They're gaining a new vision, a new way of thinking, but you've gotten that perspective in the now. You've gotten that. Okay. So now it's time to go ahead and make that power move, which I do see you doing with the magician here. And I do feel like Aquarius, you're gonna go ahead and allow this. relationship to dissolve, to go ahead and let go. Because really, I mean, it's like, what is it bringing to you? You know what I mean? Um, Other than some sort of illusion, which is so crazy. Which is so crazy because it's like this was everything in that earlier message. This was everything that you were afraid of happening. And then it looked so promising only for it to, I mean, if this is the same message, but if not, this could be a new message, a whole totally unrelated message. All right. So we do have the Princess of Swords. All right. Swords, excuse me. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. You know what I feel with this Princess of Swords? I feel like it's in the traditional deck, it is the Page of Swords. So it feels like there's been a lesson learned here in this matter. Okay. Um, it feels like coming out of this situation, you learn something about yourself, you learn something about relationships, you know. You're able to like it's almost like you're able to kind of put or even I'll say it like this. It's almost like you're able to kind of file this relationship experience into your, filing cabinet of experiences, right? Um, that's the energy that I get from this. Okay. It is sad that it's over. Yeah, it did get a little bit complicated. It could have gotten worse. Okay. For many of you, I think most of you kind of just feel sad just because it's like, you were depleting your own energy for someone that may not necessarily have appreciated it. All right, under the deck now, here we have the Nine of Cups. So, yeah, so look what that brought you. Now that brings you content, that brings you happiness within yourself here. Okay, and you're able to move forward here, um, feeling happier, feeling overall, like I said, just happy with yourself. Okay, and maybe you are still looking for a relationship and you're looking for that Ten of Cups energy, and that's fine too. But at least with this Nine of Cups, you're not in a space of somebody else hurting you or somebody else using you or, you know, taking from you or, whatever the hell. You know what I mean, Aquarius? So let me know what's going on in the comment box below, you guys. Also, this is a brand new channel. So thank you. I would totally appreciate the support if you would like and subscribe. You can also like and subscribe to my other channel, House of Luminance, which it'll probably be linked in here somewhere as well. All right, you guys, take care. Bye.